So, what is lifelong wellness? Well, it's pretty obvious from the title, it's being well throughout your life. But what does that actually mean? What are the aspects of wellness? How can we define them and then attain them? My name is Aaron, and if you already know me, you know I've done acting and songwriting to express my creativity. But I've decided I wanted to master this thing known as the human body. We are human beings in a human body, and we need it to work. Now, I've found that throughout my life, as I abused it over and over again, mine kept conking out. I was exhausted, grumpy, stressed out, had poor digestion, muscle and joint pain, worried about money, couldn't concentrate, had brain fog. Can you relate to any of this? I was like, what is wrong with this thing? I want to do a bunch of stuff, but this machinery that I'm placed in, that my mind and my soul is placed in, keeps malfunctioning. And I really sort of had to address this problem. Now, I am not a health coach or a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a financial advisor. I have a bachelor's of science, and I've studied the various aspects of wellness in these areas and used observation and discernment that I learned in journalism research to enable me to distill all this information for you. I also want to do this in honor of my dad, who is a psychologist, a scientist. He taught me at a young age about health and gave me a scientific perspective on the way to look at information and the way it's sorted out. So, our main goal here is efficiency and effectiveness. You don't want to spend your whole life focusing on health. Well, maybe some of us do. Maybe some of us want to climb to the top of a mountain and meet a guru from an ancient place and meditate in the mist for 9 hours a day. But most of us just want to live our lives. It's a matter of being able to live maximally with what you want to do and to diminish the negative impacts of poor choices. How much time do I have to spend at exercise? What do I have to worry about in my diet? What's the best way to eat? How do I keep my mindset happy and clear and optimized so I'm not always stressed out and frustrated? What I'm offering is a series of health shortcuts, a series of tricks and tips, and hopefully scientifically based insights. Now, I hate that word science because people throw it around as a weapon nowadays, and it's such a dangerous and loaded word because science is so hard to define and so many people misunderstand what it actually means. Now, I would be foolish to attempt to claim that I fully understand the definition of science. I have a pretty good grasp of what I believe it is and hopefully want to impart, dare I say, scientifically valid concepts. Now, what about that word evidence? Everyone gets riled up and evidence is a bit of a slippery slope. So what counts as evidence? Anecdotes? No. N of 1 experiments? Epidemiological data? Randomized control trials? Meta-analyses of studies? Thousands of anecdotes taken together to form a group of data? But once you have 1 million anecdotes from 1 million different people that all suggest similar things, the quote-unquote evidence starts to stack up. You can then join in and become your own N of 1 experiment. Now, a lot of people just don't accept anecdotal evidence. It's not proven. It's not scientific. Yet there are so many people who improve their health and their wellness from unproven, unscientific methods. So the goal here is to get as close to the truth as possible and to use what works. So, whether you want to be a comedian or an engineer, or whether you want to launch yourself into space in a homemade rocket like some crazy billionaire, you need a human body that works. So that's why I developed Lifelong Wellness. What we do is we maximize the 9 pillars of wellness, which I have devised as a framework through which to view wellness. Now, I want to decomplexify the process, to simplify the process about all these different things you hear about in health and nutrition and mindset, and yes, financial wealth, and hopefully improve the odds for longevity. Is there a chance to live a longer life? The longer you live, the more number 1 songs you can release on Spotify, and the more rockets you can launch yourself into the moon. Now, because I don't know about you, but I want to be the great crazy uncle at the Thanksgiving party, not just the great. So you can think of Lifelong Wellness as an owner's manual for the human being. It's a getting started PDF, a simplified version on how to get this thing running properly, running consistently throughout your life, whether you're a young whippersnapper or an old curmudgeonly dog like me. So, in the next videos, I will begin to outline the 9 pillars of wellness, and I hope you will come along and pick up your owner's manual, metaphorically speaking, to the human being. Lifelong Wellness. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And don't forget to always have bare feet, otherwise you're not cool.